Hey Buffalo, if you've ever found yourself stuck in traffic, waiting for an airplane, a bus delay, whatever the case may be, don't you ever wish that you had an opportunity to say, there's got to be an app for that? Well, guess what? There is now, and we've got a very special guest. He is the former mayor of Philadelphia, the former governor of Pennsylvania. His name is Ed Rendell, and we're so pleased to have you, Governor, here on the Kiosk Presents. Welcome.
Well, thanks, Brian.
Governor, first, I'll apologize if I call you mayor, but I lived in the suburbs of Philadelphia from '97 until 2002, so I considered you my mayor.
Well, that's fine, and it's very flattering.
Well, there wasn't a day that went by without listening to WIP and waiting for you to banter a little bit with Angelo about the Eagles and everything else. It was a great time.
It sure was. I enjoyed that. People always ask me, what do you enjoy most? And although Governor had the resources, mayor was the most fun.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, obviously, the traffic in Philadelphia is huge compared to a city like Buffalo, but even here, we have our problems, and it's really interesting. You've gotten together with a group called Building America's Future to create an app so we can communicate with our elected officials right about that. Can you tell us a little bit more about that app?
Well, sure. The app is easy to use, and it's designed to persuade our senators and congressmen that it's time to act to repair the American infrastructure. We used to have, by far, the best infrastructure in the world. 10 years ago, we were ranked #1. We're now ranked number 14. And for example, our air transport system is ranked 32nd best in the world, behind countries like Panama and Malaysia. So what this app is designed to do is communicate to Congress that we, the people, are angry, we're frustrated. It's okay for you to spend money on something that's meaningful to us, that will improve our public safety. We've seen too many bridges collapse. That will improve our quality of life because we won't be stuck in traffic. We can spend time with our kids, more time with our kids. That will make America more competitive economically because we can move goods faster and more efficiently. And that will create, literally, Brian, hundreds of thousands of well-paying jobs in the construction and manufacturing industry, jobs that can't be outsourced. So that's the message. The app is very easy to use. It's free. You type your name in once, your name and address in once, and that'll help us find your senators and your congressmen. You don't have to know their names. And if you're stuck waiting for a plane, 2.5-hour delay, you're going to miss your connection. You can vent your frustrations by either sending in a pre-written message, or you can change it and put anything you want in, and it goes directly to your senators and congressmen's office. If you're stuck in traffic, you can even take a picture, although we urge you not to use your iPhone or iPad while you're driving. You can do it when you get back to your destination or have a passenger do it. But it delivers the message in a sort of graphic and almost fun form. If you read the pre-written letters, their expressed frustration. One person who interviewed me said it's a little better than doing hand gestures. Well, sure, because your senator and congressman in Washington can't see your hand gestures that you make in Buffalo, but they're going to get this app. And by the way, it doesn't have to be huge mega cities. Everybody's got a problem with their transportation infrastructure. Their bridges.
Well, sure. I mean, right across the country. I mean, as you said before, bridges are collapsing. There's all sorts of things that really need to be done. And I'll add, this morning at my desk, not while I was driving, I did download the app onto my Android phone. It was simple. It was easy. It was very easy to navigate through and figure out how to put my name in there. And I love the fact that you don't even have to know who those elected officials are. It's going to get to them. That's great. We
find it for you. And it's technologically easy to do. I am a technological dinosaur, and I learned how to do this, and I can do it in less than 45 seconds. I practiced, and my two senators, Senator Casey and Senator Toomey, have in the last week have gotten 55 emails from me saying I'm stuck.
Well, let me ask, how do we know? And obviously there could be so many of these situations it could be overwhelming, but I think there's a bigger point than just getting that message across. It's important that they hear from the people, and hopefully this whole system allows them to see those individual emails. But I mean, it's the group of them that's really going to make an impact through Building America's Future, eh?
When I was governor, I had 5 people who handled my correspondence, my letters, my emails, everything, phone calls, and they reported to me on a weekly basis. Governor, you got 280 letters complaining about the state of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, for example. And, you know, I would ask them to give me a representative sample, maybe 2 or 3 letters on each point of view. But that made me alert to the fact that the Turnpike's problems were being felt by ordinary Pennsylvanians, and it motivated me to act. And we think if we can get these apps delivered in the thousands to every senator and every congressman in the country, they know the problem. They're not dumb. They may seem dumb, but they're not dumb. They're not dumb. Yeah. And I've testified 12 times in the last 2.5 years in Congress. They always say to me, we understand it's important, we understand our infrastructure is collapsing, but none of them seem to have the courage to want to do something about it. So we've got to give them a permission slip. And if they get enough of these apps sent to them, enough of these emails, it'll be their permission slip.
Well, wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's easy enough just to go to your iPhone or your Android phone and just type "I'm stuck" into the search thing, and it'll show up. But Governor, there's also a website involved as well where they can get some more detailed information, isn't there?
It's called baffuture.org. baffuture.org. But if you forget that, just as you said, Google in "I'm stuck," you're in.
Well, wonderful, and I'd love to spend more time with you. One last personal thing I wanted to ask you. My daughter was a big fan of your son's band back in 2002, Don't Look Down. I hope he's doing okay.
Well, they had a good run, but my son's now a lawyer and he works for me. So tell her to those Don't Look Down CDs are going to be a collector's item.
All right, well, it was a good time. Thank you so much, Governor, for joining us today on the Kiosk Presents, and I wish you all the best with this effort.
Thanks very much.